Hi guys, I hope you are all really well. Alors salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez tous très bien. So you know that there are already different podcasts that we've got available here. Alors il y a déjà plusieurs podcasts différents. Les balodiffusions si vous habitez au Canada. So we've got the grammar ones. Yeah, we have. Yeah, hang on, let me just think. Grammar. We've got grammar, listening, vocabulary, and one-to-one classes. On a les podcasts de grammaire, la grammaire française, on a les podcasts de l'écoute, du vocabulaire et les cours face à face en direct. Lovely, yes. So, gosh, so I thought that it would be a good idea to have something which is about writing, which is about spelling. Alors moi je pensais que ce serait une bonne idée d'avoir quelque chose qui s'agit de l'écrire, de l'écriture, d'écrire les mots en français. Where you need to create the content. Où vous avez besoin de créer les contenus, le français. So I also thought, given that we're kind of in this period of the year, that it would be a good idea to start revising for those of you that have sort of your A-level or end of school exams. Et également, je me suis dit que ce serait une bonne idée de commencer à réviser tout ce que vous avez appris jusqu'à maintenant. Alors, si vous avez des examens à passer, si vous devez préparer les examens, par exemple le bac, ou l'équivalent en Angleterre, etc., en Écosse, Irlande du Nord, Pays de Galles, etc. So, this doesn't mean that you need to be part of the British school system in any way, shape or form. Ouais, ça ne veut pas forcément dire que tu dois faire partie du système, que tu dois être scolarisé à l'anglaise, à la britannique. It's just basically if you are doing an exam where you kind of have most of the tenses or nuances of most of the tenses, it's not your first round of exams, and it's just a little bit more, than this is what this is aimed at. Alors, ça veut dire que ce ne sont pas forcément les premiers examens que vous avez jamais passés, et que vous avez largement les nuances de tous les temps, mais que vous avez bien besoin quand même de réviser la plupart de ce que vous avez déjà fait. So, yeah. So there are always loads and loads and loads and loads. There's so much copy-pasting in secondary school teaching, and I don't mean to be critical, but I think it's one of the reasons I'm a little bit resistant to when teachers are a little bit lazy. I don't mean to be mean. Alors, il y a beaucoup de copier-coller, effectivement, qui fait partie des cours de français au lycée. Et largement, c'est une des raisons pour lesquelles je suis assez résistant à ce genre de choses. So, I wanted to give you a system where, okay, fine. So, there's actually 14 chapters in this, which have about 40 to 50 questions per chapter, which is, so we're doing really well, aren't we? We're kind of over the 500 questions mark. Donc en fait, ces podcasts consistent de 14 chapitres et chaque chapitre contient entre 40 et 50 questions. Donc vous avez évidemment au-dessus de 500 questions. So they're really, really good. So you're going to see the written questions. You're going to see the written format. Alors vous allez voir le format écrit. And actually, I've prepared a whole lesson which will be available, which I will put online, and which also the link will be available underneath. Alors j'ai préparé tout un cours which is going to give you an example, a little sample of what the rest of these podcasts consist of, qui va vous donner un échantillon, un exemple de quoi ça consiste, le reste de ces podcasts. So, yeah. Now, the first video probably lasts about 50 minutes. Alors, le premier vidéo dure environ 50 minutes because what you're going to see with these is the same grammar topics, appearing again and again and again. Alors, ce que vous allez voir, effectivement, ce sont les mêmes problèmes grammaticaux qui apparaissent encore une fois, encore une fois, encore une fois. And so I kind of really largely explained them the first time. Alors, je les explique bien la première fois. I refer to the videos that you need to do any revision, although I do explain every single thing completely, fully and clearly in the podcast. Mais je vous parle des vidéos dont vous auriez besoin. au cas où, si vous avez besoin de réviser un tout petit peu ce sujet. And then every time that subsequent example comes up, okay, I say, do you remember when we did that? Do you remember when we did that? So the future videos run at about half an hour per chapter. Okay, donc les vidéos éventuelles, les futures vidéos, ont une durée d'environ 30 minutes. Parce qu'évidemment, j'en ai déjà parlé. Okay, but it's really, really thorough. So this will talk about gender, les genres, tenses, les temps, the subjunctive, le subjonctif, preceding direct object, objet précédent direct, all kinds of things, auxiliaries, pronoun placement, les pronoms, où placer les pronoms, just which expressions take subjunctive, which don't, les expressions qui se servent du subjonctif, celles qui le font pas. It's such a nice collection of A-level revision stuff, and you have it all written out in front of you. Alors tout est écrit devant vous, because I know, despite my best efforts to convert you to the joys of and the religion of sound and hearing sound and imitating how we speak, not what it looks like, malgré mes meilleurs efforts de vous convertir, je sais que vous adorez tous le son écouté. Malgré mes efforts de vous convertir, je sais très bien que vous préférez lire, avoir quelque chose devant vous, de suivre avec les yeux ainsi. You have a full transcript, written out version of every single question and the possibilities. So, because it gets to be about the spelling. So it will start off, it will give you multiple choices. So the first few chapters are very much multiple choice. Okay? À choix multiple, as we say in French. And then it will be, okay, it will give you a keyword. Yeah, ça vous donnera un mot-clé. And using the keyword, you need to modify it. Alors, en utilisant le mot-clé, vous auriez besoin de modifier ce mot-clé, quoi. So, for example, it might give you an infinitive and you need to do something with infinitive. It might give you an adjective and you need to do something with the adjective. Modify it or not, depending on the gender of the word. All of this business. It's really well done. C'est tellement bien fait. Yes. Now let's talk about the charity element. Okay? Quand on parle de l'élément caritatif, I really, the channel isn't my life, contrary to popular opinion. Alors, effectivement, for ma chaîne YouTube, ce n'est pas ma vie. I am a teacher, and a lot of the time, people go, why don't we have more patterns and graphics and bubbles and letters and all of this business? And I'm like, because I'm a teacher and I have 40 hours a week of teaching and a waiting list, parce que moi je suis prof et j'ai plus de 40 heures de cours chaque semaine et j'ai une liste d'attente. Many of you know, because a few of you are on my waiting list where you've said, Luke, I'd really like classes, and I'm not in a position to do that right now. But do still apply, because like I said, sometimes different things work out and I can put people together, what have you. Mais continuez à me contacter parce que des fois ça m'arrive, j'arrive à le faire. But the fact is, and the content is always free. YouTube will always be free. Alors pour moi, YouTube sera toujours offert, gratuit. I have a Kofi link underneath, because a lot of people are very, very grateful, and that I accept, and I'm really touched by that. Alors j'ai quand même un lien pour Kofi en dessous, which allows you to buy me a coffee, alors qui vous permet de m'acheter un petit café. I think recently it's preferring if people have got a PayPal account. Je pense que récemment, pour le moment, ils préfèrent que vous ayez un compte PayPal, but whatever. It is massively appreciated, because I do spend a lot of time doing this. Je l'apprécie énormément parce que je passe quand même beaucoup de temps à le faire. But the YouTube videos will always be free. But I do obviously have a life and need to pay for things. Mais j'ai quand même une vie, je dois quand même régler des choses, je dois quand même acheter à manger. So I do sell the podcasts. Now, this is a really, really, really profitable theme, because obviously a lot of you are preparing for A-levels. Alors c'est quand même un sujet hyper rentable. But on a moral level, I just thought it would be really, really lovely to do something for Ukraine. And because it's such a popular topic, I thought it would be a really good idea. So what we're going to do is, at the moment, the date of me, publishing this video, posting this video, Alors moi, je vais quand même poster cette vidéo, publier. So what will it be? It will probably be about the 26th or the 27th of March. Alors le 26 ou le 27 mars. So in the future, I would like to hope that we won't have the Russian-Ukrainian problem. J'aimerais bien imaginer un monde sans ce conflit entre ces deux pays, la Russie et l'Ukraine. But for the moment, I'm going to give. So let's make it cheaper than normal, which I know is possibly stupid because, you know, it's a really good revision thing. There's like 7 hours of yeah, there's more than 7 hours of material in this. There's more than, like, let me work it out. So if it's 14, so there's 40 to 50. So if it was 50, you know, we're looking at about 600 questions. Yeah, autour de 600 questions written out, about 7 hours. Alors 7 heures de matos, de matériel, of material. So I'm going to make it, let's make it really low so that people can do it. Let's say 25, okay, for the moment. I might regret that, it might have to go up, but let's say 25 is a starter offer, and every single time people buy that, I will give a tenner. So I'll give £10 of that, okay? Not like some 10%. If you buy the shampoo, 10% goes to breast cancer. Wow. You know, when you see people do that, leur marge de profit, their profit margin, 10% of all sales goes to breast cancer. Breast cancer. I'm like, no, let's say £10 of every £25. I will make a donation to the Ukraine. Now, I haven't decided which charity or how I'm going to do that yet. But what I would do is everybody that orders the podcast, you will be contacting me, you'll be sending me an email. So same as normal, all you do is you send me an email and then I give you the possibility of settling a PayPal bill. Alors vous allez m'envoyer un email par courrier électronique. The address is underneath, but you all know it, LogicLanguageLearning, like the channel, @gmail.com. I then send you a link to pay. Yeah? Je vous enverrai un lien à payer, à régler. Que ce soit PayPal, or you don't need a PayPal account to settle a PayPal bill. You just need a debit card, credit card, or some form of online payment. If you don't want that, you want to make a bank transfer, by all means go ahead, but it's obviously, it will often charge you if you're going from one country to the next. So PayPal is often easier. I also accept Wise payment, you know. So, and then what I would do is in your name, I would then forward that £10 and you will get your podcast back, and I will also send you a screen cap of the £10 donation, and you can write a comment when you make the donation. You can say, you know, you can have like a tribute, you know, like dedication, like dedicated to somebody, and I would put the name of that person. So say for example, you know, I had one from Maggie Caton, Margarita Caton, a friend of mine, and say she said, right, Luke, I'd like these, please, and she sent it me. I then sent her a screen cap of the donation that I would do that said, you know, from Maggie Caton. So in other words, it's not a question of honesty. I mean, I could just do these podcasts and not have even done the Ukraine thing. J'aurais pu tout simplement faire ces podcasts sans avoir jamais y pensé, without ever thinking about it, you know. There's no swindle, il n'y a pas de l'arnaque. I just thought, okay, just in the spirit of openness, restez bien ouvert. Everybody that buys these, it's also a chance for you to donate to the Ukraine thing. Okay, yeah. I don't know what you think. I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do. It's a damn good podcast. There's a lot of information. You will have done a lot of your A-level revision, or any revision. I mean, you don't need to be preparing A-levels to be using these. These are going to cover all the tenses. You need to provide the right tense. You need to come up with the French for these. That's the difference, okay? There's a missing word. That's the large element. Yeah, il y a un mot qui manque. You need to look at the sentence. You need to judge the sentence. Vous avez besoin de scanner la phrase. Vous avez besoin de juger la phrase. And according to what's there, you need to make a choice. Et en fonction de ce qu'il y a là devant vous, vous avez besoin de prendre un choix. So and then we explain all the reasons why you should have done certain things. Alors ensuite, je vous explique toutes les raisons pour lesquelles vous aurez dû faire certaines choses. So they're damn good. So this could have been a £45 job. Ouais, j'aurais pu facilement le marquer à 45 balles. So I'm really just trying to bring in, because a lot of the time I get people saying, oh, in my country that's quite a lot of money. I don't think, even with everything that's going on at the moment, £25 for 7 hours worth of teaching is a lot at all. Okay, I really, really don't. Moi, je pense pas que ça soit excessivement cher. We could have done this for a lot more money. I personally could have done this for a lot more money. But as those of you that know me, I took a massive pay cut because I no longer work in the city, teaching and training to work with people that I love working with. You know, which is often surprising to them because I'm very disciplined. Qui est souvent très surprenant parce que, comme vous savez, je suis très discipliné. But I do what I do because I love doing it. It's not about the cash. Il ne s'agit pas de l'argent. But I think that's fair enough. Je pense que c'est bien juste. Let's try and do something really helpful because it is just freaking atrocious. You know, atroce. Ce qui leur arrive, what's happening to them. And if we could even, let's just see how much we could get. All right? Good. So, if you are interested in the podcast, so first of all, si ça vous intéresse, so there will be another video with an example class of the first chapter. Okay. Also, like I said, remember that the first chapter is longer. Okay, because it's talking over a lot of them. It will then speed up because I will go. Do you remember that? Do you remember that we do that? So with that one that we do that one, we use the word when. So when we use the word when, we go in the future. If we're talking about the future, all of these things, and you go, aha, he remembered it. So the joy is, if you just watch them, you could do one. So if you've got 14 chapters, you could do one a night. You could do one every 2 nights. Toutes les 2 nuits. You'd be revised as if you did that. You know, just a month worth of revision. Good. So the email underneath, logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com. All the other podcasts still are available. Tous les autres podcasts sont disponibles à vendre. If you haven't already purchased them, you know, again, read the comments under these videos. Alors, il faut bien lire les commentaires en dessous de ces vidéos. You'll see that they really do help people. As per normal, if people purchase multiple podcasts, I would offer an additional discount. I won't be reducing this £25. I think that's an absolute rock bottom to try and get as many people to do it as I possibly can, because I don't want to be taking away from the Ukrainian thing. You know, let's be honest, despite the fact that people think it's terrible, soyons honnêtes. Voilà, bien que vous pensiez que c'est terrible. If somebody, you know, were asking for money in the street, oh, you know, we're collecting for so-and-so and so-and-so, not everybody would pop £10 in. That I accept, yeah? But if you're thinking, right, I'm purchasing some revision podcasts, a very useful tool, and 7 hours of teaching for myself, for my child, for my friend, for my whatever, £25 is nothing for that, quite frankly. So that's the way I thought we could get some money. Good. Let me know what you think. I'm available. Have a look at the link. Have a look at the test one. Okay, it will go up at the same time. I'm going to go for a little walk in the sunshine now. Good. And yeah, I just didn't want just to be sticking, you know, the Ukrainian flag in blue and yellow. And I'm not criticizing that. Alors je le critique pas, because I know that an element of solidarity supports people. Alors je sais très bien qu'un élément de la solidarité soutient ces pauvres gens-là. But it's just, I just didn't want to be, oh, it's so sad. I thought, you know what, if even 200, 300 people bought these podcasts, you know, that's a small chunk of change towards helping a family or something, isn't it? Okay. Another idea that I'd considered, enfin une autre idée que j'avais considérée, is I use Airbnb. Alors moi je me sers souvent de Airbnb because, for example, when we organise the Besançon trips, the language holidays, that's what we'll use to reserve the accommodation. C'est ce qu'il faut pour réserver le logement. So one of the ideas was, well, I could reserve an Airbnb in these in these zones in you know, in the Ukraine, which is what a lot of people are doing to get money directly to individuals. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Good. But you will get the confirmation and the receipt. Vous allez quand même forcément recevoir la confirmation et le ticket, le reçu of what you've given me being given to charity. Because, you know, let's be honest, soyons honnêtes. All right, lovely. Best wishes. Loads of love. Let's do this. In the words of Jean-Luc Picard, make it so.